This video is necessary. You know, Romeo and Juliet, I don't know if schools have that in their, included it with their learning today, but the whole message of that was there was two families and they held grudges against each other for like decades, centuries, 1,000 years, whatever, right? And then, they grew up and they preached this into their kids. So then, the world is like it is, not much different than today in a lot of ways. So then, okay, the kids had an attraction, a male from one, and Capulet and Montague, I think. Shakespeare was a very smart man, okay? So there was Romeo, the boy, and Juliet was the girl, right? And they had an attraction to each other. And at first, there was ignorance there, and, that whole family's fucking bad, So then it's like, okay, so... then they realize that, whoa, that could be my woman, or she's like, oh, that could be my man right there, and we get along, and, this really has nothing to do with us. But in the end, the families crack down on them, and they end up committing suicide together, because the world is a piece of shit, and it wants you to think about everybody else's, conflict from years and years ago, and they preach that into each other, whether it's the black people, the Jewish people, the white people, other nationalities and all BS, right? And you know what made me think of this, especially after a lot of other stuff's going on, is somebody wanted to be my friend on Facebook, and it said, I think that their logo or their name was Hope and Peace, right? So then I'm like, okay, well that sounds positive, but I'm going to just browse and check them out anyway, right? So then I go on their page, and all of a sudden, like, the second post says, I think Americans should stop thinking about their own issues and concentrate more on Israel. You know what, motherfucker? Fuck you, man. Why should we think in this day and age about conflict that's going on in your country that's been going on for thousands of years when we got our own stuff we're dealing with here? So you know what I did? I told them that it was that's a disgusting post, and I'm blocking them because of that. I don't believe in that shit. Why should I pay, and why should our world continue to pay for past conflict? Okay? There's a handful of people in there, in governments and in empires that have existed for, how old could they fucking be? 110 years old? Are their heads floating around in a cryogenics chamber, and they're 300 or 400 or 500 years old just dictating how we should live? Fuck you, motherfucker. This is our world, and this is our world now. Okay, why should we continue your conflict based on your ignorance and the stuff that really doesn't exist anymore? Because every nationality is setting foot in America, and especially if you're going to tell me, okay, for somebody else, that I should stop in my country to start thinking about affairs in other places instead of worrying about ourselves, you're a piece of fucking crap. You're an asshole. And I don't believe in that one bit. And you could like me or not for that. You could say, okay, I'm anti-Semitic, but it is what it is. And then I'll go back to Shakespeare. Okay, that story has a lot of meaning, and that used to be in schools, and it should be still, and everybody should really, learn that. You don't have to read the book with all them stupid-ass English words and shit, but that's the general message, is if you carry conflict from other generations into now, you're only screwing yourself. So screw them people, okay? Yeah, they worked hard, okay, because, and I'll tell you something else, okay, I'm a half Cyprian Greek. Okay, you don't see me bitching and saying, okay, everybody owes me something because you're not living in caves and crapping in a hole in the ground anymore, right? Okay, what the hell is that shit? And you don't see me screaming entitlement and all this crap. And a lot of nationalities are like that still. And they, it's like, okay, oh, your name is Jewish, Daniel. Okay, oh, you don't speak Greek, you're not as good as us. Fuck you too, you motherfucker. I don't need you, asshole. I'm American, and I'm proud, and I'm diversified. And all my friends are from someplace else, and my family came over here and paid their dues. They learned the language. They knew what the context and ideals and premise of freedom, liberty, and justice for all is. Okay, and that's where I live under. And I don't care about your stupid fucking borders and your stupid fucking rules and your stupid fucking past conflicts. Pisses me off. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Where are my real people? Let's see the earthlings and the good people stand up. And if you don't like America, you're stupid. Because for the past 100 or something years, people have been coming over here because they're trying to escape their own country. And you know what? Obama did a crappy job when he was in here, because he's just a head. Those presidents are just puppets. They're like a president of a corporation. They're not the CEO or the owner. They're just a basic puppet. And if you're going to concentrate on one man and take sides of a party that comes from the same place, you're an idiot too. okay? And the voting machines don't work. They never did for fucking like 50 years, probably. It's all been rigged anyway. So screw you and screw your past conflicts, okay? If you're in my face, okay, you have a choice to go up or down. Pfft. Peace out. Take it or leave it. Don't fucking roll me into your crap.